Kicks 105.5. Good morning. I'm JJ. It is Wednesday, June 1st. It's 7:52 and 56 degrees outside. And as we do every Wednesday, we have Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency here with us this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning. Nice little rainy day.
It is, and we have a lot more rain in the forecast.
That's all right. It's all right. Keep it coming.
We need it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Keep it from getting too dry. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
So we're going to talk about claims today.
We are. So, with claims, insurance claims, and I'm going to talk on kind of like a high level of this, just in regard to claims for home and auto. But what I find with claims is that sometimes the expectation of how a claim should be handled is beyond that of how it would be handled. Sometimes we have higher expectations than how it works. And the important thing is if you listen to the commercial that we run, that's way outdated, by the way, I'm sorry. But it's not outdated, it's still important, but it's old. But the worst time to find out how good your insurance policy is when a loss occurs, right? So, and what I really mean when I say that is that you may not have the policy you think you have. A lot of time can pass from the time that you got that insurance coverage to the time possibly that you have a claim. Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years has gone by. Do you really know what you're covered for? Do you have the homeowner role? Do you have a basic homeowner form or a broad homeowner form or a special homeowner form? Now, fortunately, in most circumstances, you're going to have a special form, meaning that you're going to have sudden and accidental loss to your house subject to exclusions, where the other ones are a little more limited, specifically naming types of loss. But who knows? There could have been a circumstance back in the day. Maybe you were only heating with wood, maybe some other eligibility thing where you ended up getting a form that's a little lower than a special form. Timeliness of a claim. Remember that claims have to first be sent into the company or reported to the company, whether we do it or you do it, and then it has to be assigned to a claims adjuster. When you first call any company, and I'm talking any company, you're not getting a claims adjuster on the line. You're getting somebody who's going to triage that and take as much information as they possibly can and give that in a report and assign it to a claims adjuster who will then review it and work the claim for you. So that could take a little time, right? Could take, most companies work with a 24-hour business hour turnaround. So if you report a claim on a Monday morning, it could be Tuesday morning before you hear from somebody in terms of how to go to the next step. So let's go if you have an auto insurance claim and you have a vehicle that's not drivable. Now you need a rental car. First and foremost, do you have rental car coverage on your policy? Was that something you elected to have when you purchase coverage? There are some companies who have a built-in amount of $20 a day, not to exceed $600, which we all know in today's world probably won't rent you a full car, maybe a wheel.
A bicycle.
But if you're on the side of the road, have just had the accident, highly unlikely that you're going to get a rental reimbursement right then and there. Amazon's not going to come in with a drone and drop a car there. It's going to take a little time. You got to have a claims number. You got to have a claims adjuster. You have to have some things that are kind of front loaded before you can get that rental car. But it will happen if you have that coverage. Timeliness is a perception that on our end, when it's something that's happening to us, and I am as I'm not saying guilty because it's not a guilty thing. It's who we are. But if I have a claim, I'm expecting to be handled quickly. We're in a world where we want things to happen fast. So it's a matter of just understanding the process and making sure that that it will be done. But it may take a little bit to get the paperwork and the processing going. Luckily with rental cars, most rental car companies, and I don't think we have any around here currently, but we can still get some in the distance. But I think as long as you have a claims number and a company name, I think that's really all you need to get a rental car authorized. But you just need to know the process, and a lot of companies now are starting to rely on the auto insurance side with technology. They're relying on apps that you can download for your phone. Maybe they don't want to send an appraisal person out to your vehicle. Appraisal companies can be independent third-party companies that are hired by insurance companies to come review the damage of your car, or could be somebody who works specifically for the company. It can depend on what insurance carrier it is. But kind of long gone are the days where you need to go get 3 appraisals for your car. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go get three estimates on your car. I'm sure the auto body shops love that. Like they had time to just give estimates all darn day. So I'm sure they're happy that's gone. But so what happens is they'll come and review it in person. But now companies are starting to have these apps where you take the photo of your damage. So they're leaving it upon you to take all the photo of your damage, submit it to the company, have them review the photos, two-dimensional photos, which I'm not a fan of that, by the way. Can you tell? I think having people on site's the better way. Plus, you're supposed to be there for the client, supposed to be there for the consumer. So I'm not a huge fan of the technology, even though I'm a tech guy. But there's multiple ways that happens. And, many people, when they first get that level of information, they might get, here's the X dollar amount of repair for your vehicle. And that could shock them, going, that's not enough. That's not going to take care of it. Well, know that that's usually just a starting position. It's like an onion. When you start working on a car, you can start peeling things away and realize, okay, maybe there's some more damage than we initially thought. So there's always going to be reserve money available in the background that will help get that vehicle back to a repaired state, which is fine. But know that companies reserve the right to not use OEM in many cases. If you don't have, and we're talking original manufacturer parts. Companies, there are some companies out there that do that. You can either get it when it's brand new or buy it by endorsement, but know that most times companies are going to look at aftermarket parts or other options. So just have some sense of understanding of how that goes in terms of repair. Like, I'll give you an example. I smashed out the back window of my truck last year with a rock mowing my lawn, and I have an aftermarket, don't tell the Ford dealership, but I have an aftermarket window in my truck. I don't think it matters to them, but sometimes you have to get what you get, and as long as it's in a repaired state and you can use the vehicle, that it's just about having some level of understanding. And I like to maybe do a couple of these where we talk about different claim scenarios, just to help people understand it, because it's very scary when you're in that. No matter what level of claim you have, it's going to be overwhelming. So,
absolutely. Fortunately, I have never had to file a claim.
Better knock on wood. There you go.
All right, Mike, we are just about out of time. If somebody wants to reach out to you and ask you any questions about insurance?
Yeah, you can give us a call, 748-5224. We're on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com. We're also on Google, Facebook, and YouTube. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that information with us.
My pleasure. Stay dry.
And I hope you have a nice rainy weekend.
Yes, you too.
All right. Mike Barrett from the Barrett Insurance Agency, Kicks 105.5.